Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going on a journey, a really deep one, thousands of meters down into what is easily the most hostile place on Earth. You've got crushing pressure, freezing temperatures, and just total, absolute darkness. But here's the thing, it's not empty, it is teeming with life. And we're gonna uncover the amazing secrets of how life manages to thrive in a world that has no light. This quote, wow, it really gets right to the heart of it. The stakes down there are literally life and death every single second. Imagine any tiny glimmer of light, maybe from a hunter swimming by. If that light reflects off your skin, you're done. You're a target. So to survive, you can't just find a good hiding spot. You have to become a ghost. So that's the big question, right? This is the core challenge of living in the deep sea. It's just a vast, empty space with absolutely no cover. And the intense pressure to solve this one problem has pushed evolution to come up with some of the most fascinating and frankly bizarre adaptations on the entire planet. And it all boils down to two completely opposite strategies for survival.
Okay, so let's start our descent. We're heading into the mesopelagic zone, better known as the twilight zone, which is between about 200 and 1,000 meters down. Here, a little bit of faint, ghostly light still manages to filter down from the surface. And that means you can still be seen. So the first masterclass in deep sea survival is all about becoming invisible.
The solution is, well, it's as elegant as it is extreme. You basically evolve a body that can't be seen in the first place. You don't try to hide from the light, you just let the light pass right on through you.
So a ton of these deep sea animals have evolved tissues that are almost completely transparent. Their skin, their muscles, they're all structured to let light travel straight through them instead of bouncing off. It is the ultimate form of camouflage in a world that is just vast, empty darkness. Okay, but what's really fascinating here is the physics behind why this works so well underwater. See, on land, being transparent is pretty much impossible. The way light bends when it moves from air into animal tissue creates a whole lot of glare and reflection. But underwater, the refractive index, which is just how much light bends, is almost identical for both the water and the animal's tissue. And that means no glare, no reflection, just perfect ghost-like invisibility.
And here is this principle in action. The glass squid has absolutely perfected this physical trick. By letting light pass through its body so well, it basically just becomes a part of the water column. Predators aren't just fooled, they are completely oblivious that it's even there.
All right, let's go deeper. We're now passing 1,000 meters, entering the photic, or midnight zone. Down here, sunlight is completely gone. It is pitch black. So being transparent isn't enough anymore. And this is where an incredible and totally opposite strategy emerges. If you can't hide in the dark, you make your own light. In this world of just crushing pressure and total absolute blackness, that whole ghost strategy just doesn't work anymore. Now, survival depends on mastering the single most precious resource in the abyss, light itself.
Now, this isn't a reflection. It's not some trick of the eye. This is biological light, created right inside the animal's body through a chemical reaction. You can think of it like a living light bulb, a tool that can be turned on and off for a huge range of purposes. And get this is not some rare, exotic ability. In the deep sea, making your own light is the norm. Over half of all the fish species down there, plus tons of squid and shrimp, have evolved to do this. It is a fundamental tool for being alive in the dark.
And this biological light is incredibly versatile. I mean, it's used to solve almost every single challenge of survival. You can use it to lure in prey, to signal to a potential mate, to create a defensive flash to escape a predator, and, amazingly enough, it even provides a whole new form of camouflage. So let's dig into how this incredible ability has been weaponized. Because in the endless competition to survive, the power to create light has been turned into a powerful and really sophisticated tool by some of the ocean's most incredible hunters.
This is the classic example of light as a trap. I'm sure you've seen it. The anglerfish has this glowing lure that it just dangles out in front of it, a little wiggling point of light in the complete blackness. Smaller fish, totally mesmerized by what they think is a meal, swim in for a closer look, and then get swallowed whole. But light isn't just for hunting, it's also a brilliant defensive weapon. So instead of shooting ink like other squids, the vampire squid blasts out a sticky cloud of glowing mucus.
In the pitch black darkness, this is like setting off a flash grenade. It completely blinds the attacker and gives the squid just enough time to disappear.
But maybe the most sophisticated use of bioluminescence is for totally new, an active kind of invisibility. Remember how those fish up in the twilight zone use transparency to hide? Well, way down here, some creatures use light to achieve the exact same goal, by literally erasing their own shadow.
This is how you hide in plain sight, even in the faint light of the deep. See, a predator looking up from below would normally see the dark silhouette of its prey against that tiny bit of light filtering down from above. Counterillumination just deletes that silhouette completely. And this is a perfect demonstration of active, real-time camouflage. First, the viperfish uses its huge, super sensitive eyes to detect the exact brightness and color of the water above it. Then, thousands of tiny light-producing organs on its belly, they're called photophores, they light up to match that light perfectly. So from the perspective of anything swimming below it, the fish just vanishes. Okay, so now let's see how these different adaptations have really shaped the lifestyles of these deep-sea creatures. Because the strategies of being invisible versus making your own light have created two very distinct types of survivors in these different zones. This table shows the trade-offs so clearly. Up in the twilight zone, you have active hunters, fish with big eyes and strong muscles for chasing prey, and they use their light for camouflage. But go deeper into the midnight zone, and it is all about conserving energy. These fish are more sluggish, with weak muscles, tiny eyes, and they use their light as a lure, just waiting for food to come to them.
So in the end, it all comes back to that one central problem. How do you survive in a world of open darkness? And both transparency and bioluminescence are these brilliant evolutionary answers. They're just two different paths to solving the same exact puzzle of survival against some pretty impossible odds.
And what's so fascinating is that this isn't just about day-to-day survival, it's also a powerful engine driving evolution itself. As different groups of fish develop their own unique light patterns to find mates, they become isolated from other groups. They're essentially creating new languages of light, and that process is rapidly driving the creation of new species in Earth's largest habitat.
And that really is the most incredible part of all of this. For everything we've learned about these masters of light and invisibility, we are only just scratching the surface. This massive, hidden part of our own planet is filled with mysteries we haven't even begun to imagine yet. It really leaves you wondering, what else is down there, waiting for us in the dark?